Good day, madam. Our group is gonna present the topic about pandemic-related emotional distress. The presenter of our group is Kelvin Liu Kai-xuan, me, Yu Jiayet, Tan Fui Min, Sam Wei Chi, and Noah Fu Sei Wee. For the introduction, the major issue and theme for our group is the topic of our group is pandemic-related emotional distress. The major issue related to our topic is health, stress, and coping. The definition and concept of health, stress, and coping. Concept of health, stress, and coping are complex. They are both independent and interacting concepts. Stress can be perceived as both negative and positive. It can have both negative detrimental effects on health and positive health promoting effects, depending on the individual's interpretation and evolution of stress. Health is a multidimensional concept, and one health is relative, perceived, and contextually relevant. Coping has given rise to many concepts such as resilience, euphoria, tolerance of ambiguity, and stress-related growth. For the definition of and concept of emotional distress is a state of mental distress that can take many forms. It can stem from mental problems or specific situations such as relationship difficulties or financial strains. Anyone can experience emotional distress. Emotional distress is a state of emotional suffering. The symptoms of emotional stress is feeling overwhelmed, helpless, or hopeless, feeling guilty without a clear cause, and spending a lot of time worrying. Characteristics of emotional distress may vary depending on the presence of underlying mental health disorder. The reason why we need to study this topic, the pandemic-related emotional distress, is to provide more insight into the emotional distress associated pandemic. Emotional distress can usually be discerned from its symptoms. Examples: anxiety, depression, loss of ability to perform tasks, or physical illness. The pandemic, like COVID-19 crisis, have heightened the risk factors generally associated with poor mental health and caused a significant and unprecedented worsening of population mental health. The second reason is prevent and intervene to prevent symptoms. Key factors of this reason is in minimizing the impact of any potential serious health problems, protecting human benefits during crisis events and major emergencies that might cause emotional distress, prevent humans from experiencing emotional distress that could lead to extreme behavior such as suicide or self-harm. The third reason is assessing a patient's emotional needs. Emotional or psychological distress is when someone feels unable to cope with their emotions. Providing emotional care might be helpful for some people who are experiencing delirium. Important to assess how well a patient is managing emotionally, especially after change in their diagnosis or care. It's important to find the underlying cause and to be aware of other effective ways to manage the delirium. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Yu Jiayet, Metric ID CA19068. Today, we are going to analyze the issue. First of all, we will observe and describe OD. Basically, there are some potential physical, psychological, emotional, and behavioral symptoms we can observe and use to diagnose whether a person is suffering a pandemic-related distress or not. For the first category, physical symptom, the patient may have headaches, neck tension, and gastrointestinal problem. Besides that, they also have a sleeping quality problem and experience insomnia every night. They may also easily feel exhaled and fragile. That is not all. They will also have lower appetite and lower energy. For the psychological and emotional symptoms, the patient will worry about the virus and always feeling of insecurity. They are in a nervous state and often feel overwhelmed by events. Sometimes they may also wish to do something to change the current situation, but they feel powerlessness to do so. In addition, they will also think negatively and sometimes have discouragement, sadness, and anger. Lastly, they will also stuck in a questionings and self-verbalizationing that does not always reflect reality. Lastly, for behavior symptoms, they will difficult to focus and concentrate. They may also have irritability, aggressions, and behave like insurrectionality and withdrawal. They are also difficult to make decisions. Sometimes they may even cry for no reason. Slowly, you may also observe they will increase the use of alcohol, drugs, and medicine to vent their emotional and escape from reality. Now, I'm going to explain about why the patient is suffering from the pandemic-related emotional distress. Firstly, it is because of fear. Fear is an essential adaptive mechanism that humans develop to deal with the threats. For those who are unable to dealing with the threats, they will strongly link to the depression and anxiety. The second reason is economic factors. During pandemic, the unemployment rate is increased. Many people is lose their job and lose their income. So they have to worry about the unpaid bill, poverty, inability to offer support to their family, and the shortage of the food. The third reason is because of guilt. Some people may feel guilt if they spread the COVID-19 virus to the person they love. Or some may be frustrated by their inability to actively help during this crisis. For the healthcare worker, they may also be unable to save the patient and feel guilt. As a result, people start to blame themselves and questioning their action and punish themselves intentionally. Due to social restriction, people are forced to stay at home alone. Gradually, they will feel disconnect with the social and start to have the feeling of hopelessness, helplessness, and lovelessness. Furthermore, sedentary behavior is also one of the reasons. As I mentioned just now, people are forced to stay at home, so they are unable to carry out the sport and physical activity that promote a positive mood that against depression. The last reason is lack of sunlight. During pandemic, people always stay indoor, so they are unable to receive sunlight that maintain the serotonin level. Serotonin level is a neutron transmitter central that control depression. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Noel Fusawi with the metric ID of CV20066. Now I'm going to present about predict, control, and input part of the ODE-PCI framework. I will start from predict. Basically, the country and pandemic distress will improve when it switches to endemic place. People begin to return to their regular life because of modern medicine technology. Vaccination, booster dose, and oral therapy. We will make COVID less and less lethal. From a financial standpoint, reopening our economic sector will jumpstart economic recovery. So people will not distress because of job and income loss. Still, since the economic recovery will allow firms to generate more position. Moreover, individuals will not longer feel socially isolated because they may travel freely to any location when the country reopens the border. Then the government will loosen SOP, allowing individuals to enjoy their favorite outdoor activity, so they will not suffer from loneliness anymore. For controlling pandemic-related distress, we need to understand stress first. According to theory of stress is the specific interaction between persons and their surroundings that exhaust or acid one resources and what harm one will be. First, a person might undergo personal interpretations of a situation because it will affect the level of certain circumstances that view as difficult, which results in stress. Then the person can start coping the distress by controlling the element of the situation. Let's say the person is lonely. Promoting social connectedness can cope with that issue. For example, by talking to people that you trust can promote social connectedness. For few people who feel good and hopeless, religious activity can help to cope that. For people who feel feared, World Health Organization recommend to take regular media break during pandemic to alleviate stress and worries due to the media coverage that can be perceived as upsetting. Study also suggests that healthy lifestyle will help to control distress and loneliness. To improve pandemic-related distress, government may raise public awareness of distress. This may be accomplished through organizing mental health talks. The general population must understand distress so they can make their life better. Furthermore, government agencies should engage in advocacy relationship across different sectors. So the government should not just focus on the physical health care, but should also make mental health care available for everyone for free. NGO can provide professional therapy sessions and assistance to those who are distressed during a pandemic. Some people are distressed because of financial problems. As a result, financial assistance may be provided as a donation to individuals who have lost their job due to the pandemic. NGO can launch mental health applications in areas where face-to-face therapy is not available, as it is more accessible and cost-effective alternative. Workplace may promote meaningful work and make the workplace environment psychologically and physically safe to make employees feel more secure while at work. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tan Fui Min, Matrix ID 2010. After analysis of the issue, I will present about the impact of individuals, society, and field of study in behavior science field. A pandemic emotional distress is likely to impact our individual aspect in a variety of ways. People feel anxious because they are worried about being infected with the epidemic. For example, when COVID-19 broke out, many people started to get anxious as soon as someone around them coughed a little. People will want to distance themselves from each other and even want to leave the space right away, even though people have no idea if the coughing person actually has COVID-19 or not. People will stay away from the people who appear to symptomatic to avoid getting infected. Even if the people who simply clear their throat, they will be viewed in a different light. It is stressful for a lot of people and making people feel like cannot even choke on a drink when they are in the same place with someone else. In addition, epidemic make people reluctant to go out. Many people choose to surf the internet for pastime because they are locked at home and then they indulge in internet and even feel into the habit of internet grumbling. For example, in the Malaysian Insight, it is mentioned that they have found one thing in common when dealing with case of health seeker. Most of the grumblers are addicted to grumbling because they feel the pandemic is too boring and their income is reduced. So they want to try to find the opportunities. After that, a pandemic emotional distress also impacts our society aspect. Stephen Towery believes that the other's extreme corresponding to panic psychology is psychology of epidemic denial. Some people will think that the epidemic is actually exaggerated, even result of prevent the epidemic to show that they are different from the panic people. For example, at the time of the COVID-19 broke out, there were many people who protested and did not believe that the COVID-19 virus exists and masks can help to prevent it also. A 22-year-old woman named Eva Louise started a video hashtag campaign in TikTok called Coronavirus Challenge. Then she uploaded the video for her leaking a toilet seat in an airplane toilet. Then after she launched this challenge, many people imitated it and become a social trend. Many young people who are against epidemic prevention or just want to follow the trend have started to upload videos of themselves licking various objects in public place. Then they are taking a video to upload on the internet. In addition, people will panic and stock out on daily necessities and food when epidemic happens. If the epidemic is serious enough to require action, such as lockdown, people will need enough food and daily necessities. It is precise because people will be aware of insufficient food supply, which will lead to wasteful hoarding and panic buying. In fact, when pony hiding happened, there was a panic buying spread all over the world. All the supermarket has been stacked by people, especially toilet paper and masks are in short supply. For example, there was an incident of snatching a pack of toilet paper happened at a supermarket. When two customers first argued with each other, and then one of them pulled out a knife until the police arrived, and then they were just for a pack of toilet paper. Next is impact behavior science field of study. The emotional distress caused by the epidemic has drawn the attention for many experts. This is a current of the case that leads experts to recognize and begin to study the case and sequences of then emotional distress. This will promote the research and development of separatures experts in the scientific field and the further expand our knowledge for this aspect. After understanding the cause, expert and powerful people can find a way to relieve people, reduce people's emotional distress caused by epidemic, and allow people with emotional distress to get better improvement and treatment. Society will be more aware of how to deal with mental disorder without overreacting and fussing. It's all for me. Thank you.
I'm Samuichi, number metric CD20061. Next, I will present about conclusion and solution. In conclusion, emotional distress is a type of mental distress that can manifest itself in a variety of ways. It might be caused by mental health issue or specific event like marital problems or financial stress. Emotional distress is a broad phrase that can refer to a variety of symptoms associated with a variety of mental health conditions. Next is the part of solution. There are a few therapies that might be helpful for them to overcome their emotional distress, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and box breathing. Cognitive behavioral therapy is a short-term therapy strategy that can help people to change their cognitive patterns and find new ways to behave. CBT is based on the idea that how people think and interpret life experiences influence how they act and feel. CBT can assist a person in making good adjustment to their feelings and behaviors. And last, CBT has been shown to help persons with depression, panic disorder, and a variety of other health issues. The next solution is box breathing. Box breathing is a simple yet effective relaxing method that tries to restore regular breathing rhythm. There are some benefits of box breathing, which are physical stress symptoms in the body can reduce. Deep breathing techniques have been demonstrated to considerably decrease the production of stress chemicals like cortisol. Participants in one study reveals lower cortisol level and increased attention level following deep breathing. Another benefit of box breathing is having a positive impact on emotions and mental health. That's all for our presentation. Thank you.